Hi.
Hi.
Hi. What
Good
is
evening, ma'am.
good
What are
evening?
we doing? Ma'am, what are we doing today?
Today, shall we do that water cycle?
All right.
We'll just wait for 5 minutes. What?
What are you eating?
I'm eating peanuts. I'm very hungry. Let me try to fuzz my background. How do you do this background thing? Do you know?
What's background?
How do I make my background fuzzy?
I think you should go in apps. And then I think if you don't have that app, then you should go in apps and get that app.
Oh, is it? Okay. No, I think it should be. I have apps.
If you
Right. No, but it's not there in apps. Hmm. Oh, wait, I got virtual background. Blur my background. There. Oh, let's see
Why-
what Kara has done this week. Wow. She's done all these transport modes of transport. These are beautiful. Let me pin. Kyra, could you hold it slightly higher? Oh my God. So you have a scooter, a car. These are lovely. Are you going to fill up more? That whole page, you can just make more. It'll be such a beautiful collection. There's a helicopter I can see. Very nice. Bus. And what is this? These are
the transport.
these are wrappers. Hi, hi, Safreen.
Why is that?
My little brother was using like Zoom 2 days ago, so I'm gonna change it.
Okay, change it.
Why aren't you opening
Now I'm gonna rename myself.
Why aren't you opening your camera, Safreen?
Let's
There.
see what Kyra has done again. What more she's done. You've been very busy. I like this. Oh, nice. Are these various containers? I see. What is that? A cup? A ball? Can you describe, Kyra, what all is there in that paper?
Kyra is almost always at his last.
Uh-huh.
This is balls. This is a lock.
Uh-huh.
Jug.
Very nice. Are you doing your mom's class also now? I can see that. Very good.
You know, I made a business downstairs. I and my friend.
Wait, one
And the
minute.
money, it's not actual money, it's stocks. It's like a land of
Uh-huh.
kids.
Uh-huh.
We don't use money, but we use stocks.
Where is this? What is it called?
It's nowhere, it's downstairs. I and my friend have opened this
Okay.
business.
Okay, nice. And what is the money you said? The money is stocks.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
Miss, am I late?
No, you're not late. You're right on time.
I sell flowers.
Oh, 3:30. I thought today's class was 2:30 because it was normally we do class normally 2:30.
Uh-huh.
In Sweden, it's 2:30.
So, right.
No, 3:30 actually now. Yes, 3:30.
Yeah, because your time has changed now. Summertime, isn't it?
It's 3:30. No, it doesn't change. It's still 5 hours, 5 hours and 30 minutes difference.
Okay.
And Bangladesh and India has 30 minutes difference actually.
Correct. 30-minute difference. You're right. All right. Now, today, shall we draw the water cycle?
So in India, it's 9 o'clock.
No, no. It's 4.5.
Not 9 o'clock in
It should be 4.5, Safri, not
Yeah.
5.5. No, in summer, your time changes. So in summer, we have a
Ma'am?
shorter time difference, and in winter, we have a
Yeah.
longer time difference.
Ma'am, we cannot see your hair.
I know my
Is it
head is blurred.
9
Now you
o'clock?
can see. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
this is Veer from the 4 o'clock batch.
Yes,
We were
Veer.
told to join this.
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah. Just checking.
Yeah. No, today everyone is doing this batch. So I want to do a poster with you. I want to show you how to design and illustrate your own posters. So today we'll just you can make a
Can
poster.
we make a poster of animals?
You can make a poster of animals, any
Like
poster.
be kind to animals?
I suppose so. So I wanted to make something that's called an infographic. Do you know what an infographic is? It's a poster which gives you information about something with graphic images. A graphic is anything with pictures. So today I want to show you how you can design a poster.
What are the pictures?
And first you need to know how to design, and then you can put whatever pictures you want. So suppose we take we want to make a poster of the water cycle. You remember what a water cycle is? You've learned this in school, in science?
No, but I learned about
I don't know what it is.
underwater cycle.
You know water cycle? So do you
Standard
know
one.
do you know how water moves from lakes and rivers? It evaporates and then it
Yeah,
becomes clouds, and then it precipitates and becomes rain.
that's actually called that. That's how the clouds get made. Yeah,
Correct.
they're actually just little water droplets. I think that clouds are water droplets. They're not actually cotton or something.
Okay, so go on. Yes, Afreen. I can't hear you for some reason. Can you type in the chat, Safreen? Yes, Shrishti, go on.
I want to tell you about there was one cloud. It was under a river. It was such a big cloud. Its shadow was coming in the lake. And it was gray in color.
Okay.
It was. You need to let me see who can guess that what was actually that cloud. It was not.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, Safreen. Wait, Shrishti is saying something.
There was some cloud. That cloud was actually lot of carbon dioxide, and a lot of people and animals had died there.
Oh, okay. A carbon dioxide cloud.
Yeah, it was
That's
stuck with
scary.
a lot of carbon dioxide. In 3000 or 3045 or something like that.
Okay.
I know math.
So should we do this water cycle?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll tell you how
Why a water cycle?
this is
Isn't
just
the cycle made of water?
yes, it's a cycle made of water. It goes from one form to another form. It is liquid, then it becomes gas, and then it falls back sometimes as liquid or sometimes as solid as well. You must have seen solid water.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Solid water.
So we are first going to make a rough sketch of how we want this poster to look like, and then we will be making the poster itself. So we will use, Safreen, if you have a big book, you use half of
Half of it.
use half of it to make the rough work, and then on the other half you make it fair.
I got
And
this.
everyone else can do the rough design on the back and fair design on the front. Okay?
I am the only one here who has a really long book.
I think so.
You will get some information of this book. Good evening, teacher. It's a EVS book. And it has
So I'm going to do my rough work over here. Let me just get a pencil.
Teacher, what are we doing?
We are making the water cycle. Do you know what a water cycle is, Ruth?
I know what a water cycle is.
Great. So we are doing our rough work. We're making our rough work on the back of the paper. And then behind this, I'm going to draw the design in fair. So when we're making it in rough, you just want to put in all the information first. So if we are, why is my book looking data? Okay, so suppose this is our poster. What we first
Is it like this long, or should I just put it horizontally?
No,
Like
Sapri. Yeah, hold it the way you're holding it. You're making your rough work on the right hand side. Do it over there, and then do the rough fair on the left. Okay, so what we do first is layout. Layout of the design. Now,
This is the work, right?
this is all rough work. Yes, I'm going to write over here. This is rough work. Now we have to write the information. What is the information that we have?
you could write the word scribble if you want.
So we have, one is, we have to write a title. What is the title? Water cycle.
I cannot see. How do you write title?
You can't see? See, I've written title, T-I-T-L-E.
T-I-T-I.
Can we write in cursive?
Yes, of course, you can write anyhow you want. Okay. Then in water cycle, we have to write these words. One is evaporation.
I have a worksheet that has all those words like that.
Very good. Evaporation. Evaporation. Two is
Condensation.
Condensation. Very good. And then what else?
Vaporation.
After condensation, we have precipitation. Precipitation.
Did you see them from Google or something? Or do you
Yes.
already know?
I knew it already, but I had forgotten, of course. So I Googled it. And
Yeah, better.
fourth is collection. Okay, this is the information, or sometimes it's also called data.
It's not data handling, right?
It could be the same, yeah, data, depends on who, where you
Some
come
data
from.
is that Wi-Fi data. Wi-Fi data, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Data, I don't care. Data,
Now,
data, sometimes I do that.
okay, now these are all the words we have to write.
Miss, I have not even write the first word of water cycle. Like
Okay, take your time. Yes, Srishti, you have a question?
Yeah. The, so I know a bit how to do the poster, but how is what other words do we have to use? Only these words.
Yes. So when you are making an infographic, I'm going to write that word also.
Yeah.
Infographic. An infographic has more pictures and less words. And if you're writing a composition, it has only words and mostly no pictures.
Picture composition has a picture.
Picture composition has mostly pictures and no words.
Yeah.
Now
But
here we are going to take a little bit of information and a little bit of graphics. So what are the graphics? Okay, Shrishti, that is tickling me. Whatever you're doing with the brush is tickling me. All right.
Something from the camera.
Okay, now what graphics? What are the graphics that we are using? So we know what graphic to use for condensation, right?
Ma'am, for evaporation, we could just draw a body of water and then like draw small particles moving upward.
Okay, so we
Or
could
atoms.
we could show vapors rising up like that. This is for evaporation. Just like snake-like.
Miss, I've already made my full water cycle.
You've already made it.
Hey, I also have that worksheet.
No, but this is not a worksheet. I think Ruth has just made this.
I think he
That's
saw
very
that
good.
worksheet.
But
Because
Ruth,
it's this big.
that's very nice, Ruth. But that's in rough, na? Okay, for condensation, how can we make this? What do we make?
What's the meaning of condensation?
We could
Wait. Condensation means when all this water rises up and collects and cools down and becomes water. So what happens when all this vapor goes up into the sky and becomes what?
And becomes water droplets. You can do a cloud. You can do the
Correct.
cloud with water
Exactly.
droplet and the vapors coming up.
Yes. So we'll make a cloud like that. Make a nice shaped cloud. Don't just make a simple cloud like that. Make some big circles, half circles, some small half circles. Make an interesting cloud. Now, right below 2, I'm going to make 3 because I'm going to make it look like.
Don't you want to do those water droplets inside?
No, we don't need a cloud is made of water.
Hey, don't you want to? Yeah, so why don't you need to draw the water droplets in the cloud?
We don't need to because it's understood. Do you think a cloud is made of anything other than water droplets? Like, is a cloud made out of cotton candy or wool? It is made of water droplets, right? So we don't need to draw it.
When I was little,
Yeah, we're going to write about it already.
You don't have to.
clouds were made
No.
of cotton
You don't have to
candy
write.
and we could eat them.
Okay. Then
Don't we
what
have
ab-
to write?
no, you don't. So listen
Because
now. What is precipitation? Logically, what do you think it is?
Ma'am, precipitation is when
Wait. Don't answer if you know it. Because
sorry.
others who don't know it, I want them to guess what it is. Okay, Ruth, do you know what precipitation is? Yes, then wait. I want Safreen, Kaira, and Shrishti to guess. So we got evaporation, where water evaporates and goes and becomes a
How
cloud.
would I know this?
What happens after cloud? What do you think precipitation would be?
I'm just a second grader. How will I know this?
You can just guess what happens to water after clouds. Guess. You will know, you must have seen it. Kyra, what do you think happens to water after clouds are formed?
It's not raining here. It's snowing.
It rains, exactly. So precipitation is just a very fancy word for raining. So now we will draw these long, slender drops coming down for 3. Now all this precipitation comes down mountain slopes. So we'll draw some mountains. And then they all come, and where do you think collection happens?
It goes from the river into the sea.
Exactly. Correct. So now we have the sea. So it's a river. All the rivers then go to the sea. So can you see, even in our rough work, just writing all the information has almost become its own cycle. Now we need to draw additional graphics. So we need to draw arrows like these, going from one part to the other.
Next, what arrow do I have to do?
Now, arrow from 3 to 4. So from here to here, from here to here, and then 4. And from here to here. I think what we can do is we can make an arrow here instead. This is why we need rough work. Oh, then I'll have to have my water come down. All right, so now we know what we're drawing. Now we need to make a layout. So we have to figure out in our page how this is going to look. So suppose we have a nice title like that. Maybe what we can do is make the title in a cloud. Yeah, the title does not have to be in a boring line. And part of this itself can be part of the water cycle. So this becomes number 2. And then opposite of number 2 is water. So we could probably have mountains like this. And you could have clouds coming somewhere here on the right. You could have the sea. You could have two rivers maybe. Like this. And then the evaporation can also be shown like this. So you show the water coming down like that. Now the important part over here is we also need to keep some space for all the words. So we write a word here. This is evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and collection. And then we just make these arrows. So do you see how your rough work helps you to decide on everything, and your layout can be lots of different things put together. And then you can write water.
It looks just like my watercycle worksheet.
Very good. And then maybe we can draw some trees also over here, if you want. All these additional stuff you can do afterwards. And maybe you can just draw just draw a sea over here. Don't even draw land. Okay, now if some of you, Veer and Ruth, if you have a different layout, you can make a different layout also. I'm going to see Kyra's layout. Let's see. Can you hold it slightly closer? Okay. Very nice. Kyra, move it a little to your left-hand side. Right. Your layout, rectangle has become very tiny. Will you be able to draw it in the fair? Yeah? Okay. Shall we make a fair illustration now? Now we have to draw very lightly first, huh? Because there are words coming in. So let us first see where our word comes in. The word condensation comes somewhere over here. So I'm going to write, now it's easy to visualize this. Okay, just see how I visualize it. Our title will come here. Then we have two clouds over here, in which we are going to write condensation, right? So on blank paper, I want you to see the design. This is the two clouds for condensation. Then we are going to write precipitation and draw rain. And then there's these two mountains. Then collection with the sea. And right here is going to be the evaporation. Okay, so this is how we're going to do. So I'm right in almost in the center of the page. A little to the right, I am writing condensation. So how do we do this? Write the word first. CONDENSATION.
Is it okay if I don't? Because I can just look
Sorry,
my side.
I don't understand, Safreen. What do you not want to do?
I have to make here. I don't need to like.
You don't want to write the words?
Look here.
It's okay if you don't want to write the words. See, this is how I'm making my labels. Now, On around the condensation, I'm going to make my cloud like that first. Okay, one cloud is here, and then another small cloud is here. These are our two clouds for condensation. Okay, now from condensation, we are going to write precipitation. So we will write here, leave lots of space here, Precipitation. So you can measure the space and then write precipitation. Precipitation. Yes, Safreen? Safreen, could you put your request on in the chat? I can't hear you clearly. I can't hear you clearly, Siti. Can you write it in chat?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now I can hear you. Tell me.
Like, do you have to like write it, miss, or something?
It helps if you write, but if you don't want to write, it's okay.
Why does it help? Just the question.
Why doesn't?
Why does it? Does it?
Why does it help?
Yes.
Because these words are usually very difficult and we don't remember them. Even I forgot half of them. So when you make an infographic, some important words, if you put them on the poster with the picture, then you can always remember them or remember them longer. So if you have a few words, it's good, but everything that we're drawing is fairly easy to understand. So even if you don't write the words, they'll know instead of precipitation, they will say it's rain or snow. Instead of condensation, whoever sees the graphic will say that, okay, this is how clouds are made. Something from here goes up, becomes clouds, then it rains and comes down into the river again. So it's okay. If your pictures are good, you don't need words at all. All right, now for precipitation, we will draw big drops of rain. Don't draw them too small. And you can also draw snowflakes because that is also precipitation. So how do we draw snowflakes? You draw an X and then an I. And then at the tips of these lines, you draw V's. All right, so again, we draw X and I and draw V's at the tips. And just draw 2 or 3, that's fine. So we've got snow and we've got rain. And where does this fall? We can be just behind this, we can draw a mountain. A little bit of rain you can draw coming in front. And then you can draw a river like that. And here I'm going to end the mountain just a little before the page ends. And draw another mountain here like this. I don't like to paint right to the edge of the paper. So I will draw my mountains like that.
Why don't you like to draw edge of the paper, miss.
And then my river I will draw like this. And I will draw sea. And some waves. Oh, but before I complete this up, I'm going to write collection. I almost forgot. COLLECTION. Collection. Now, whenever you're writing big words, always measure where you should start the word so that it comes more or less in the center. And now we're going to write evaporation here. So EVAPORATION, just fitting here. So this is EVAPORATION. And now before anything else, let us make some arrows. So are we going to draw an arrow from one word to the other?
Down.
Sorry?
Can you show me what you wrote in the water?
Yeah, collection. Evaporation to condensation, condensation to precipitation, precipitation to collection. So collection we can draw here. And then collection to evaporation can be here. And we can just make, evaporation is a little difficult to show.
Ma'am,
Yes.
1 second.
Yeah.
1 second.
Let's see. Kyra, can I see your artwork? Okay, I'm going to pin your screen. Oh, Kyra, why aren't you making this on a new page? We have to make this on a new page. See, I drew the rough work behind the shape. And now I'm making the fair work on a new page. See? Okay, but for now it's okay. You can just work on this. But next time, remember, we always do rough work on the back of the page so that we have all the information. And then we make the final artwork behind that page. All right? Okay. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I'm complete.
You have completed it? Okay, let's have a look. Very nice. Good. So, where are your raindrops? Just lines like that?
Yeah, I was finding it difficult to get the proportions right on the raindrops. So
it's very simple. So practice this in draft. I'll show it to you. So you just have to make a very long inverted V shape and then turn it around and make it rounded. So it's like making a U-turn and coming back to the same point. Because Safreen, wait, let me finish explaining. So when you just make lines coming down, you don't know whether they're coming down. And then you've got lines that are evaporation, and you can't tell the difference between one or the other, isn't it? That is why we change the shape a little bit. So when you make lines like that, in all probability, they're all going up, but raindrop, you know for sure, is definitely coming down. So then that illusion of a cycle works better. All right. When we are not writing anything, or when information is we rely very heavily on the graphics to dispense the information. Our graphics have to be simple but very clear. Very nice, Ruth. Looking good. Okay, now we have lots of space on top, and you can choose to write the title anyhow you want to. You can either write it in a cloud, or you can write it as a banner, or anything imaginative also. You could probably even make like a proper play.
Was that the final, Miss? I have a question.
This is the final, yes.
Oh, that I thought it was some you were doing it in another paper.
This is on another paper. This is the final. Okay, so
Okay, Miss, I'm doing it.
Since I had decided on a cloud, I'm going to make the writing on the cloud. So first I'm going to make the cloud nice, big. Cloud big enough to accommodate my lettering. And then I'm going to write water cycle. But remember I told you how you have to first very lightly mark lines so that you know how much space you have. They're very light. And then in this, I will first write the letters very lightly. Like this, water. I'm writing it very light, and cycle. And then I will the title letters should always be nice and big. Water. Water cycle. There we go. Let's see, Kyra. Oh, what is this, SpongeBob? Is that SpongeBob and Squidward? Are they in the water cycle? You can draw SpongeBob and Squidward in the water cycle because they're in a pineapple at the, what is that thing song? Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants. Okay, shall we start painting?
Miss,
Nice. Ruth, have you drawn a cycle for the word cycle?
Yeah, there's a boy on the cycle and he's showing cycle.
That is very, very smart. It's very interesting. Good innovation. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. Now I'm going to color this in such a way that there's just going to be blue around the clouds and blue water and a little bit of green on the hills. That's how I'm going to color it. And the clouds are going to be white and water cycle is going to be painted blue. Okay?
This will need a big brush for this, right?
Yes. A medium to larger. So 6 to 8 size brush would be good. Mine is an 8 number brush. So I'm taking cerulean blue. And maybe even a little bit of cobalt blue. I like cobalt blue as well. So this is, I want you to see how I'll do this painting. There is lots of water in my palette with the color. Can you see how much water I have? Always use a palette. So I take some water and remember your brushes are very delicate. So you should not be too rough with them. Then I have two colors here. I have the darker color on one side, light on the other.
Is brush number 12 allowed?
It's too big. That brush size for 12 is too big.
Okay. So what about brush number 6?
I think 6 should be fine. Now, when you're painting, remember to dodge around the labels and the arrows. Okay? So be very careful. And when your brush starts drying, before or you finish the paint, pick up new paint. And once your page is stained blue, then you should move on. Don't go back and forth. And keep adding extra water to your watercolors so that
Which color did you mix?
So that they don't dry up. I have used cobalt blue and cerulean blue.
Colors did you mix for that?
Cobalt blue and cerulean. It's
Mine 8 is humongous.
8 is pretty big, yes. Now see towards the edges. This is how I'm just going to press the brush and finish the line like that. Then here we don't have an edge, so you can just make a shape like that. And that also looks nice.
Ma'am, my motorcycle's sky color is this.
Yes, that's a nice color. Any nice bright blue color is good. And now I'm going to tilt my book up a little bit so that I can make a wash. And now, so as I come lower, I can do one interesting trick. I can take more water and make this part of the painting look lighter. See? And I'm going to also make this and
what about the water? I will also do it.
Yeah, we just take that whole sky color down to the water.
Not the sky color down in the water.
Yeah, because very often the color of water looks like the color of the sky.
Kind of.
See now how, as I've come lower, I have taken more water than paint. If you can do that, then great. If not, you can just use the same blue and bring
I
it
know
down.
brush, it carries a lot of water.
Yeah.
So I didn't add much water to it.
Now, while this is drying, I'm going to turn my book around and I'm going to paint the words water cycle.
I think you should use dark blue for it.
You think so? All right. Maybe I'll use cobalt blue for it instead of cerulean.
All blue is a little bit too dark. Or is it? I don't know.
See, this is a clever way of painting letters. You have to just use the side of the brush a little bit and then it becomes flat. See, I'm just using the side of the brush and in one shot, I can paint these lines. So I don't have to use the tip. I go sideways, I come like this. And then with the tip, I just make the correction. Look at how I make the E now. I will just in one shot make these horizontal lines and then one vertical line, and that's it. Similarly with D, one vertical line. Press the brush a little bit and the horizontal line.
Ma'am, can I use my black color pencil to underline it, or should I use a black pen?
No, don't underline any word. We don't need to underline words in
I'm not underlining it. I'm just outlining it.
outlining is perfectly okay, but again, you don't need to most of the time. This picture will look much more nice and colorful if you're not outlining everything black.
Not outlining them with black. I'm outlining them with the right color.
You don't need
with the shades of it.
I don't think you need to, but you can decide for yourself. I would like to make my hills and mountains green.
I would like to give a bit snow and a bit green and a bit mud.
I would make my hills a little bit green and not that green.
Okay,
like it should be.
I like Shrishti's idea. She wants to make her hills have a little snow and a little green and something else. I think that's smart.
Ma'am, should we use sap green?
This is sap green, yes.
I know how to make sap green.
With water then.
If you want to know how to make them, I can tell you. If you don't, then it's okay. I'll just keep it to myself.
I think right now everybody is focusing on the painting and they have sap green, I think. Okay, I'm also going to make that snowfall. Shrishti's idea.
Okay.
Because it's a very smart idea.
The snowfall.
And if we can, you can dodge around the water and the water drops, the raindrops.
I'm going to show you my green color that I had made now.
Yes, I'd love to see your sap green.
It's not sap green, it's just a normal green.
Oh, that's a nice green though. Very good.
It's
Very
like light
vibrant.
green, a drop of light green at the middle, and there's dark green surrounded around it.
Nice.
Why do we talk a lot? This is more like a talking class.
Sap green, I can show you now. You need, I think, let me try if it is working. Because I think I forgot how to make it. Let me try it one more time. Yeah, so you need to use yellow, ochre, and green.
You don't.
I used it.
No,
And I
we already have sap green in that kit.
Yeah, and if you want to make it, then you can use yellow, ochre, and green. See.
See, Shrishti, listen. This already is sap green, this one. And the one that you're making with yellow ochre, hopefully you're putting the same green. That will make a very nice olive green.
This one is not a, this is olive green.
Correct. Yeah. And it's a beautiful color. You can always use that also for mountains. Okay,
Yeah.
I am going to now paint some of my water droplets a little more blue because I want them to stand out. But now the green is wet, so I have to turn my book around in such a way. The water cycle part has dried, so I'm turning it around and I am painting upside down. And I'm using my fat brush, but if you cannot paint with a fat brush, use a thin brush for this. That way you can control your illustration.
Ma'am,
Yes?
so I was using a size 9 brush, but I thought it was a 6.
Okay. That's
And now
okay.
my painting is like, it doesn't look very good.
Well, see,
at least.
probably what has happened is that you've not got sharp edges. Is that what's happening?
Yes.
All right. So what you can now do is take a thin brush and go over some of the edges like I've done with the water. I've just gone over some of the edges and made them sharper. So that should work. So even say if you come over here and some of the water color has run into the water, doesn't matter. We can always do things like make some waves like that or a shadow into just that edge with a thinner brush so that it does not look wrong. It's never wrong. It just looks different from what you had expected, isn't it?
So instead, I didn't realize this at the time, but instead of doing the blue like near the water, I did like up above,
Where?
like near the clouds.
But that's also fine. It's okay. Even I've made the blue up near the clouds. Is it in a different place from the clouds? Is it look, have you made the clouds blue?
No.
Okay. So it should be fine.
Where's my brush number 1 gone? Whatever.
I have no idea.
Whatever. I'm just using this brush.
Okay. Now I'm going to use a nice scarlet red to.
Miss, my drawing is not that good. I tried my best.
Okay. No, that's okay. Now, Safreen, can you paint around the clouds?
My best with this thick brush. It's a 8 though. But it's not.
Safri, I cannot hear you clearly actually.
You don't need to hear my voice.
1 second. Let me just finish this arrow and then I'll come and see. Okay. What happened, Safri? Can I help you with anything? Ah, see, you're doing a good job. But listen, Safri, listen to me. Don't go back and forth in the same place. Don't do this. Just smoothly paint, smoothly, and keep moving forward. And take more paint. I think in your brush you have very little paint. You should take a little more paint every time. And after about 2-3 strokes, look at me. So I finished this stroke. I'm taking more paint. You should take the brush should always be nice and wet. If it's not wet, it becomes very thirsty, and then it can't paint
How
properly.
can a brush become thirsty?
It
But
does
it's not
because
even alive.
it runs out of water. Anything that does not have water becomes thirsty. So sometimes even a stone can be thirsty. It's not just humans who become thirsty.
Or that crow.
It's weird.
Thirsty crow, yeah. There, so I have finished my arrows. I finished my title. And I'm going to take a little bit of the same blue now that I use for the water. And I'm going to make a shadow for my labels. Like this. Just on the
I think I don't have it.
on the
that much.
left side and the bottom. So my labels will stand out.
This I'm not going to color my label. I'm just going to put a shadow so it will stand out.
Exactly. Even I'm doing the same thing. You can just put a shadow and it should stand out. And the shadow can also be subtle. It does not have to be too dark. That's it. I think we're done.
My brush is thirsty now.
Your brush is thirsty. Good. Very good. It's like with plants. When you have plants, you know how the plant is feeling by looking at the leaves, by looking at the earth that it is in. And then when you water it, it's happy.
You know that looking at greenery and nature, looking at something green is good for your eyes.
Yeah. Shrishti, drop paint slowly because I'm afraid
Why would I look
your
at this
paint is wet.
right here?
You should not put your hand.
If I look at it, is my eyes.
Safrin,
Good.
just 1 minute. Shrishti, don't keep your hand on top of your painting. Turn your book around and paint from the other side. Turn everything around like a cycle. When you have to paint this arrow, paint from this side. When you have to paint this arrow, paint from this side. Turn around, paint your arrow this side. Okay? Do not keep your hand on the wet paint. Okay, let me see how everyone's artwork is looking. Kyra, let me see yours. Oh, so cute. Very nice. Okay, how are we doing? Is everyone done?
Not me.
Look at my 2 horns. Can anyone see my two horns? I have my paintbrush and my pencil. See?
I have arms too.
I always have this. I'm always ready like an art ninja. Who needs what work done? I can help you out. And then I go back like a ninja. So there's people who come and say, can you please make a poster for me? And I say, yes. What do you need done? And then I'm ready to do this. And then I put it right back. And someone says, can you please make a card for me? And then I say, yes. What do you need done? I'm going to make it for you. Put it right back. We are all art ninjas. We should be art ninjas.
Like this.
Yeah. And ready to help anyone who needs some art done every time. Okay. So can everyone please put their pictures on the group so that I can see them?
Before you leave, wait a minute. 1 minute. Wait up before you leave.
And I will share my picture with you as well. Any ideas on what we want to do next week? Vehicles. Are we doing vehicles next week? Kyra can teach us.
Can you do about germination?
We already did seed germination.
I think I was not there. Can we do it a flag of Germany?
A flag of Germany? All right, that's pretty easy to do. That we can do it in the first 10 minutes. And then what do we do?
Why don't I want to show you something.
Okay.
Ma'am, like how we did Chad, we could try and do like Washington DC or like Paris or
Okay.
Washington,
Greece or
DC.
Rome.
Okay, do you want to do Greece? Greece is a good idea. We haven't done Greece at all. So let's do Greece next week. Or Greek monuments.
Hey, ma'am.
Is everyone okay with doing something about Greece? Can you find out some information about Greece, everyone?
I was thinking about a forest.
We can do a forest.
What about pyramids of Egypt?
Oh, pyramids. I think
We have made pyramids. So let's do the pyramids.
The pyramids of Egypt.
Let's do the pyramids the week after that. Okay, now Veer, you are in the evening 4:30 batch, right? 4:15.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so remind me to do this in the 4:15 batch.
Got it.
Not the, we'll do Greece in 4:15 and we'll do pyramids in the 7 o'clock batch next week. All right.
What's the time in India?
Oh, beautiful. It's 8 o'clock now in India. Very nice. Ruth.
First time period now.
Wonderful clouds. Very nice, Ruth. But I want you to now not paint anything and wait till everything dries. If you want to make any additions, okay, if you want to make any additions, wait till everything dries because I'm afraid that things will start mixing now. Very beautiful.
I finished it.
Okay, fine. Very good. All right, shall we end the session?
1 minute.
Okay, fine.
You can do everything later after class.
What did I do? Sharpener. Yeah.
I don't need. Here you'll have my sharpener. I forgot. Sharpener.
Now I forgot what was the word of this corn? What was the word starting from C in the water cycle?
Redundancy. What happened?
Does anybody know why we say hello when we want to talk on the phone?
No, tell me.
The person who created the phone, Alexander Graham Bell, his wife was named Hello. So when he went to call her, he said hello, and so that's why everyone has said hello. So till now, also we've been calling Alexander Graham Bell's wife all the time before
Wow,
speaking.
that's unbelievable. That's a crazy story. All right, shall we end the session, everyone? Everyone done? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
bye.
Thank you,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
in the adults class, can I show my photo? What I've drawn?
Yes, yes, Kyra, of course you can show it. What I'm going to suggest is, can you show it either in the beginning or you can show it right in the end? Okay?
What what you have done in the class, I'll draw and show you.
Yes.
In the end.
Yeah, show me whenever you want. If you're doing it with us, you can show me whenever you want. Okay. All right. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.